What's going on, guys? So I just wanted to hop on the camera for a little bit, um, and just tell you that not everyone in your life that comes through on your journey to where you want to be, not every one of those people is gonna matter. And you know what? That's totally okay. Um, because here's the thing: you're people say it's not about the destination; it's more about the journey. And sure, that maybe in some contexts that is correct. I do think that's a lot of the times the journey is really it really helps informs the destination, right? So, you know, Kanye West actually said this tweet where he said not everybody is going to like me, but not everybody matters. And I can't really argue with anything that he said in that tweet. Because there's going to be people in your life that come in and then they're just so toxic and they bring all this baggage, and it's just, you know, as a person, as someone who, helps people, it's really hard. You could give advice and you could give, you know, the greatest quote or whatever, but it's ultimately up to that person on how that person wants to take action and help him or herself, or maybe that person doesn't want to take action. And maybe this person is just so toxic to the point where you're just like, I can't deal with you anymore. And I've actually had to recently do that with someone. I don't necessarily think this person is toxic per se, but I do think that there were a lot of things that this person was dealing with that I couldn't control, and I couldn't help with him with, right? And this person would call me 16 times a day, every single time that he felt a certain way, he'd call me, and I would pick up and try to talk to him about that and everything. But the thing is that he himself wasn't taking action. He himself wasn't doing anything. He himself wasn't doing anything to help himself. He was using me as a vice, and he was using me as a punching bag. That is toxic. That is not a good place that anybody should be in. Yes, help your friends out. I do think that you should always help your friends out, no matter what. Help your friends out as much as you can, but if that person isn't really doing anything to better themselves, then you need to just axe it off, because you have your life too. You need to live your life. You need to take control of your life. You can't control that person's life. You have to control your own destiny. And if that person is getting in the way of that, and if that person is eating up constantly all of your time just with these little things, and they're not helping themselves out, if they don't even realize it. Some people don't even realize it. And that's probably one of the worst things about that, is that they don't even realize they're taking advantage of you, right? And if they're taking advantage of you, you need to realize that, and you need to just cut that person off. And you know what? It's gonna be for the better in the long term. Short term, yes, it's a little bit rude, and it's a little bit not. It's not good for some people. I totally understand that. And I could understand why some people wouldn't want to do that, whether it's you've been with this person for 7 years, or you feel a really deep connection with them, and you just don't want to see them. You just don't want to axe it off because you guys are really good friends or whatever. But you need to do it, because that person is going to rely on you. And if you keep doing it, you're enabling that person to keep seeking you out instead of seeking help out for themselves. Okay? And it's totally okay. It's totally okay. You need to give yourself permission to do that first. You need to give yourself permission, because it's not always, you can't always help people. You can help people, and then it's up to them, because this is your life. It's always going to be your life. And you need to make a decision on whether the person you are dealing with is worth your time or not worth your time. And yeah, I know that's a little bit callous to say, but you need to be really diligent about this. You can't help people that have, that aren't really doing anything with their lives. You need to value people. And if they're not valuing you, and look, valuing someone doesn't mean going to them 24/7 with their problems. Valuing someone means, okay, I understand that you have your own life and everything, but is there a way that we can connect and talk me through it and whatnot. But if this person is really interrupting into your everyday life, just like that person did with me, then you gotta call it quits. I'm sorry, you gotta break up with the person. It's hard, I know. I know firsthand. I've cut off a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I cut off, and sometimes there were times where I cut off people that I shouldn't have cut off. I was a very depressed person. I did not feel confident in myself. I didn't really think of myself highly. I had a really low self-esteem. And I cut off a lot of people because I didn't want people to deal with me. And I came to that realization, and then I called a bunch of people. And they said, you know what, dude, you're good. Like, I understand what you're going through. Let me amend my statement there. They said they empathized where I was coming through, and they had no ill will towards me, is what I'll say. But you know what? You just gotta always value. You always just gotta value everything that you do in life, whether it's putting your time into your job, or it's putting your time into a relationship, or it's putting your time into something that you think is going to help your mental state, your spiritual state, or whatever. But you have to value these things. You can't just waste your time going to some political meeting just to gain the upper hand, or whatever. I don't really know how to rephrase that, but I know that politics have a lot of bureaucracy, and I actually delved myself into politics, quote unquote politics. I was with this commission with the city. It was the City Arts Commission, and I realized that it just wasn't for me, and I just thought it was really ridiculous. But anyways, you just gotta have to value things and people in your life, and you have to determine where you want to be and the steps to get there. And if someone's intervening in that, or if something's intervening with that, you gotta lessen that. All right, so that's all I kind of wanted to say. But I hope you guys have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment, really anything. This is a whole community. I only have 8 subscribers here. So you're really not competing to be first or whatever. But if you guys want to discuss about something, go ahead, comment below. So have a great day, guys.